everyone, it's yAqGhA here again. Welcome back for another video. Today we are playing Knoepklapper's Hadronox Druid deck on the Wild Mode ladder. Now Knoepklapper, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly, but he's someone that I follow on Twitter and he's always coming out with cool decks, and this deck right here is just one of those decks that you just look at and you know is just going to be phenomenal to play. This is a deck that can do really well against aggro because you have taunts and you have armor gain. This is a deck that can do really well against control decks because you can outvalue them. So let's speak about the value. You have Zoth the Corruptor in this deck. He brings back your Death Rattle minions. Hadronox is a Death Rattle minion, so you can get her back via N'Zoth. Hadronox can be brought back via Witching Hour, and there are 2 copies. You could then cube Hadronox and get 2 copies of Hadronox back onto the board. That's insane value. Now the value chain continues because this deck is just so versatile. I mean, Archmage Vargoth and Oaken Summons, right? That's a pretty insane combination when you can pull it off, and especially if Oaken Summons is able to put out a Zuldrak Ritualist onto the board, you pretty much just end the hopes and dreams of aggro decks right there. But to top it all off, there is Ysera Unleashed in this deck. Yes, my favourite card in the entire game. Any excuse to play her. And that is just even more value if you need it. Oh, and there is a side quest in this deck. Strength in numbers. You know, if you spend 10 mana on minions, the reward is summoning a minion from your deck. That's more value. Okay, let's look at our first game. It's against a mage. Now I'm going to keep the Ziliax here because I'm thinking it's going to be a Secrets Mage and I suspect I may need the healing. However, 2 6-drops in my hand, not what I was looking for. Although, Breath of Dreams just help things a little bit. You see, Breath of Dreams, another cool card in this deck because it's ramp. You gain the empty mana crystal, but you also draw a card. So this is essentially a better version of Wild Growth, if you think about it. And they nerfed Wild Growth, right? They nerfed it. And yet they still print Breath of Dreams. And I'm not complaining. I think it's a great thing. It gives dragon-centric decks, you know, a bit more of a push. Alright, let's see what we give him. Well, that's not too bad. I mean, Hive Queen makes his minions cost more, so that's actually pretty funny. And it would appear that he's mousing over the Undertaker there. Do you guys remember the good old days of Undertaker Hunter 2014 Hearthstone? For those of you that have been playing the game for a long time, yeah, those are fun times. Those are fun times. Okay, there are secrets up here. We want to test for counterspell. I'm going to use the Ferocious Howl. I don't mind giving it up.
If I must.
Okay, and he gets duplicate. I think I misplayed there. I think I should have ordered that better to give him back 2 copies of the Undertaker instead. Because there's less he can do with that. So yeah, mistake on my part. The Sludge Slurper has much more utility for him. Okay, testing again for explosive runes. It's not explosive runes. get rid of the 5/5, and we're building a board here, which is pretty cool. Now, he was trying to target the 5/3 there.
From nothing.
And I was tempted to emote, but I resisted. I hope you're proud of me. Now he's really taking his time to think here. Anytime you can make a Secrets Mage think, you know you've done a good job. And you're probably winning. Right, you're probably winning the game if you're forcing them to think. Now, seeing him get the value from the Sludge Slurpers still feels bad. Okay, expecting Flame Ward here, that's fine. Now, let's see if we don't pull Vargoth. That's pretty annoying. But we do have 2 taunts in the way here. And there are more taunts to come, so there's every possibility that his minions will never ever hit my face. Because of the taunt value.
You are on fire.
Interesting. He really wants to weaken that taunt.
Save the ritual! Save the ritual! We must stop this corruption.
Alza Drake has spell damage, but I don't think that's really relevant for me.
If I must.
So looking at the secrets there, that it still could be, there is counter spell. Oh wow, polymorph boar. That's really frustrating. Because the boar is a beast. That means Witching Hour isn't guaranteed to bring back Hadronox. But in this game, I don't think Hadronox is going to be relevant. So, we could just test for Counterspell. Play the Witching Hour. Yeah, it's Counterspell, sure. Now, what do I want to do here? We could kill off that 1/1. And trade in, it's fine. Part of me is wondering if I should have cubed that taunt. Just for value. Oh wow, Alaneth. Now that could change things. Possibly. Because he's just going to be drawing his entire deck very, very quickly. Up until that point, I was feeling pretty confident about taking things slow. And that he wouldn't be able to match me in terms of value if we were just going card for card, turn for turn. But with Alaneth drawing him 3 cards now, at the end of his turn, yeah, that changes a few things.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Now, he still hasn't put us below 30 health. I mean, going into his turn 9 here, that's pretty cool.
Ready for this?
Bodes well for our future.
We will shape this world to our will.
Okay.
Unity, precision.
So, what do we get?
A simple spell should do.
Well, that's a little bit disappointing. But it'll do. It's a body, right? It's a body on the board. It'll do. So, do I want to really make utilization of the cube here? I think I do. What else am I going to target with the cube? I mean, okay, I could target Cart-Up Defender. That's a pretty good target in this matchup. But yAqGhA there is also a great target because of the healing value. Although at this rate, am I going to need the healing? Am I honestly going to need the healing from double yAqGhA?
More. I must have more.
Because I've got Cart-Up Defender. I've got Branching Paths. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, he's never going to break through all this armor, and we know that both counter spells have gone, so yeah, we were feeling pretty safe. And I'm not sure why he hasn't conceded here, to be honest. Because he knows that double yAqGhA is coming soon.
I'm late.
Okay, that's fine. I think this is going to be one of those games where we just fatigue him.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
Throwing burn to my face? Yeah, of course.
We will shape this world to our will.
Okay, there's Vargoth.
My dream.
But this is much better. So fancy that. We actually managed to play Ysera Unleashed against the Secrets Mage. You know, most people would assume, oh, Ysera Unleashed, too slow against the Secrets Mage. No! We've actually played her. Back to full health. Now, it'd be really nice if he'd just allow us to, you know, do a few more turns with this game without conceding. Just to get those dragons from Ysera out onto the board. Alright, it gets us down to 26. Wow. Alright, what do we get from the Dream Portal? Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, that's good too. And Nefarian's warning there to my opponent, saying that he should be more careful when he plays with magic. Yes, a very apt warning. Very relevant and very apt. So yes, thank you to Nefarian there for warning our opponent. What do we get back? A bit more healing, sure. Yeah, I'd say this game's over. But he's still targeting face. Look at him. Can't stay away from hitting my face. But we finish this game on a respectable health total of 18, having withstood all of his burn. Okay, our next game is against a mage. So, you're thinking, Secrets Mage? Possibly. Maybe it'll surprise us. Maybe it'll be a Reno Mage. Now I kept the 6-drop I don't know if that's the correct play. I just look at that card and I just love the value on it. So I thought I'll keep it.
I'll show them. I'll show them all.
But yeah, I don't know if it was correct. I guess I should have been more aggressive mulliganing for cards like Breath of Dreams, Ferocious Howl.
You're not ready for this.
Oh, and it's another Secrets Mage, of course. Now this may seem like a bit of a strange play, but I'm gonna do it.
If I must.
I just want to keep some damage off the board, and the Flak Mage can be pretty good for him if it sticks,
We have
because the AoE damage it can do to our board, that can eat through some of our taunts, right? Now I suspected that would be counterspell, but I was happy to throw away that Oaken Summons because I have another copy in hand. If I'd only had one copy of Oaken Summons, I would have sacrificed the side quest. Which actually, now in hindsight, maybe I should have sacrificed it anyway. So I'd be able to pull off 2 copies of Oaken Summons. Alright, never lucky with Vargoth. But that's the 3/9 taunt. He's got to break through it somehow. He could trade everything in ping. Or he can do that. Although he still trades 2 minions in. Now, we have a choice of 6 drops here. The 6 drop that could rush with a Divine Shield, I think is pretty solid. We're going to play around duplicate here. It's not a duplicate, but we'd rather give him Kirin Mages if it was duplicate, rather than Cloud Princes. So this game is not going as well as the previous game, possibly because some of my plays were a little bit questionable. And it had been a few days since I'd last played this deck, so getting back into the swing of things is perhaps a little bit more challenging. Because we certainly are not in as good of a position at this point in the game as we were at a similar point in the previous game. Our health total is really taking a battering here. And we're actually nearly dead. We're actually nearly dead. Wow. Okay, what do we get? Oh, that's pretty amazing. But what do we kill? See, I naturalized a Flak Mage earlier because I thought it would be devastating for my board if it stayed alive. So we're going to follow the same logic, and we're going to kill the Flak Mage.
Impressively done.
Because he'd probably have enough secrets in hand with the Flak Mage on board to very easily break through these minions on my board. Yeah, so keeping the Flak Mage off the board, I think, has paid off for us, for sure. And now that he's running out of resources, it looks like we make our comeback. I'm not especially bothered about these secrets. Just need to be smart with our ordering, I guess. So, Flame Ward, yes, to be expected. But we get some healing. Now we're going to get some more healing. I didn't want to kill the 2-3 because of duplicate. I do not want to give him Medivh's Valets back to hand. Really don't want to do that. Being wary of counterspell here, I'm happy to let Breath of Dreams go, it's fine. What is crucial is that Branching Paths is available to us and that we can pull that off, gain the armor.
If I must.
And that's it. Game over. Branching Paths is just too much for Secrets Mage to power through.
I'm late. I'm late.
Okay, we'll pop the block. And I don't think it really matters what we do now.
We must stop this corruption.
With this, it was just game over. Unless he runs a second copy of Ice Block.
You win.
No, clearly not. Okay, so a bit more of a challenging game with a few questionable plays, but we still won.
They'll bring victory. Here for a lesson.
Okay, let's look at our final game. And we're going up against a priest. So, the two games against the Secrets Mages were, you know, quite aggressive. Well, they were quite aggressive, I guess. Against the priest, I'm expecting a slower game. So, I'm going to keep strength in numbers. Something for me to do on turn 1. And we'll just wait till turn 4 to play Oaken Summons. Feels okay. Because I suspect he won't be doing much for the first few turns either. The only question to ask is he a... Oh, okay. He's, I was going to say, is he a big priest? No, he's a once upon a time priest. Sure.
If I must.
Happier to see this as opposed to big priest, to be honest. So he could be a full-on Dragon Priest, but I would suspect he's a Reno Dragon Priest. Or as I put it earlier, a Once Upon a Time Priest. Because of Nether Spite Historian. Alright. We know that Vargoth is in hand. So once again, we are denied the Oaken Summons Vargoth combination. Feels bad, but it's okay. He has to get through a 9 health taunt. We're just gonna wait patiently for turn 9 Ysera Unleashed. Can't wait for that.
Impressively done.
I wonder.
Still thinking.
Nick!
Ooh,
A shadow.
that's interesting. That's a card that I've not seen for a while, Twilight Acolyte. Evasive Worm.
Save the ritual.
It's turning out to be one of my favourite cards. Divine Shield, Rush, 5 attack, pretty good.
Meddlesome insects.
Well, goodbye to our board. That's okay.
We must stop this corruption.
Alright. We get Ziliax. That's huge. That's absolutely huge. And I think Scaled Nightmare is possibly a pick here. I mean, the Cobalt Spellkin could have been good as well. But it'd be interesting to see if we can get Scaled Nightmare to stick on the board. Yeah, Strength in Numbers has done some good work for us. But there are some bad outcomes from Strength in Numbers. So getting a Hadronox on the board before you're ready to have her on the board, that's a bad outcome. Getting the Zoth on the board, bad outcome. Getting Ysera on the board, also bad outcome. So I wonder, does this deck need Strength in Numbers? And if we were cutting Strength in Numbers, because there are 2 copies, what would we replace it with? And I wasn't too sure about this turn, but getting Breath of Dreams to proc again seems reasonable.
Let me change your mind.
But that is a pretty mental play for him. He steals a Vargoth.
Behold.
But does not get a Behold though, so that's good. No spells repeated. We're now in a bit of trouble. He has the board, and he has a Vargoth. And I'm looking at Hadronox and I'm thinking, what will she bring back?
Ah, yes.
I need more value first. I need to put more things in the pool for Hadronox to bring back, and a bit of an ordering misplay on my part. If I was going to play the Ritualist, should have played it first to see what it would put out onto the board, and then play Kartuk Defender. Although I played Kartuk Defender,
I see a vision in the flame.
not really having thought about the Ritualist. That's a wide board he's got there. Wow, holy hell. Behold! Now he gets some Vargoth back in. So do we pull the trigger on Hadronox here? Because this is one way to come back into the game. We even get Ziliax back.
Primitive.
So 2 Kartuk Defenders, 2 Ritualists there. Nice symmetry on the board. That looks pretty cool. And all of a sudden now we are in with a fighting chance. That is what Hadronox can do for you.
Secret agent coming through.
And Secret Agent coming through, I don't especially care about. I mean, looking at the cards that are left in my deck, what can he take that's so threatening? I mean, if I was playing Jade Druid and he played Secret Agent, Draconoid Operative, then you'd be scared. Because they steal the Jade Idols, right? And then run through all their cards and then start playing Jade Idols in the late game and start matching you with Jade Golems. But yes, anyway. He is a Reno Dragon Priest. And he's trying to go card for card with me on the board. This is a board control battle. You get a Witching Hour, that's interesting. You could just play...
Save the ritual!
Oh, you need to kill the Vargoth. You could just play the Scaled Nightmare.
Save the ritual!
If I must.
It's got 8 health. It's protected by a bunch of taunts, so hopefully it's going to grow. We have Ysera Unleashed in hand. We have double Witching Hour. We have naturalized proc the Hadronox.
By moon and spear!
Slowly trying to make a comeback onto this board, but oh, that's pretty good. But now I wonder, is it time? Is it time? Or do I want to go the Witching Hour? If I play Witching Hour, you get the Hadronox.
Save the ritual!
Do I need Hadronox at this point in time? I don't think we need her just yet.
My dream is your nightmare.
You see, I think Witching Hour into Hadronox into Naturalize should be saved for an emergency situation where you need taunts on the board to survive. But with our health total being healthy, I think that was an opportune moment to play Ysera Unleashed.
Secret Agent coming through!
Initially, it's a slow play, uses up all your mana, but you know we're still in a relatively decent position on this board, regardless. And our health total is pretty good too, so we're not too scared. Because now, the value from the Dream Portals comes through. 410, so we'll take that. That's not so good. Okay, so
Sleep now.
the Dream Portals there, slight letdown,
A simple spell.
but not terrible. Sure, Earthen Scales is useful, I guess. Raven Idol is a card I've not played for ages. Maybe even for years, actually. I'm gonna take the Spellstone, I think, because we've got armor gaining effects in hand. We could play Oaken Summons here. It's not going to do anything in terms of putting a minion on the board, but it does buff up the Spellstone, which I think is important. Okay, he stole that from me. That's cheating. Wow, he really is a full-on Dragon Reno Priest. I mean, just so many dragons, right? Okay, what do we get? Ooh, Koldara Drake. Another 410.
Wow.
Yes, wow indeed. Now what's funny about Koldara Drake is that we can keep hero power, apparently. I mean, I don't think we want to, but if we could, if it was a good play.
And you get a spell!
If I master
Jade Blossom, just because we can, for no other reason. Yeah, Carnivorous Cube Witching Hour combo available to us. You can use your hero power any number of times.
We must stop this corruption. I see a vision in the flames.
So what is he looking for? He's looking for a spell that can help him out of this situation.
Once upon a time.
Maybe he'll find a dragon that can get him out of this challenging situation. Maybe Deathwing.
quickly.
Oh wow, no face. I mean, I guess there was no other play, right? Unless he wanted to trade into the 1/1. So, here's a taunt on board. We have a lot of damage on board. And actually we have a branching paths in hand. And I just realised a naturalise in hand too.
Yes.
The question is that lethal? And the answer is, my brain can't quite cope at the moment with calculation. So we're just going to buff the board. We're going to get a Hadronox back, because we can. And it looks like it was lethal. Fair play. Okay, so Knoepklapper's Hadronox Druid. Ladies and gentlemen, you've seen the proof in this video. This deck can beat aggressive opponents like Secrets Mages. This deck can beat slow opponents like Reno Dragon Priest. Although, I guess, in the case of the Reno Dragon Priest, he was actually pumping out, I should say, quite a bit of pressure turn after turn after turn with that steady stream of dragons. And we were able to match him each turn, more or less, and actually found lethal with branching paths. That is something that one should never underestimate. Branching paths lethals are the coolest lethals you can get because they come out of nowhere. Your opponent's not expecting it, and often your own brain is not expecting it because at least in my case, I look at branching paths and I see armor gain, right? I don't see lethal possibilities, but then you realise, oh, it's +2 attack for each minion on board, which is pretty awesome. So thank you to Knoepklapper for this deck. Do give him a follow on Twitter to keep your eyes peeled for more interesting decks that he publishes. And thank you very much for watching me play this deck. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The deck code is in the video description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and give me a subscribe. I would be incredibly grateful. And I will see you guys all again very soon, as always, for more One Mode fun.